Here is, it's very difficult to predict how other people are doing or how other people are going to do. We have a fair sense of what we are going to do. Unfortunately, we don't give yearly guidance, so I can't tell you for a full year what it's going to look like. But I think clearly the way we see it is that quarter one, primarily because of our India business, has traditionally been soft for us. Quarter two, we expect growth to kind of come back. So that's what we see in terms of next 2 quarters visibility. If I give you quarter 3 and quarter 4, then you can estimate what the full year is going to look like. So I'll stay out of the discussion.
Sure.
But that's broadly what we're doing. And on the other hand, we believe that the biggest plus that we have is the fact that if you look at our pricing is actually up year on year. If you look at investors and you look, ultimately what investors are interested in is EPS growth. So for EPS growth, there are 2 parameters. One is top line, the other one is operating margin. It's as simple as that. So while we were getting into a situation of top line kind of remaining more or less where it is 2 years ago, what we did was that we said we have to create enough elbow room for ourselves to manage our sales and marketing expenses, so we could kind of over-invest in that. So if you look at last year, it's kind of interesting. Our gross margin has gone up by 1.5%.
Okay.
That entire amount has been eaten up by sales and marketing. So what we have got on terms of gross margin, in terms of efficiency, we've reinvested it back here. We continue to kind of do that going forward. We are not going to cut back on our salary increase. We are going to announce a salary increase in June. We are not going to cut back on that. And we believe that it's after doing all that, we have enough margin play from an operational perspective to keep us going. But going back to your question, the market values, that's one component of the market values, the other component is top line growth. Fundamentally, that's what all of us as an organization are focused around. If I look at our priority this year, it's deepening and getting and continuing to kind of lead in our energy and utility segment. Getting growth back in our telecom segment, which is kind of dragged last year. It's been negative 3%. Making sure that as far as healthcare is concerned, healthcare goes back to beyond normal industry average growth. And deepening our footprint in BFSI. Not using traditional methods, but we need to use kind of a little non-traditional methods to kind of grow the BFSI segment. We can't do that using the standard, let me take your bodies to India kind of approach. It's not going to work. We are hoping that the decline that we saw last year won't happen this year. Right? Because most of the headwinds that we had last year are, I think, pretty much kind of done. If you look at last quarter results, manufacturing has grown 3.4%. Manufacturing traditionally grew 1% for us every quarter. And if you look at healthcare has grown, I think, 2.7%. Traditionally, it's been a 1% growth. If you look at energy and utilities, it's grown 3.9%. The drag has been banking, BFSI, which has degrown. But we expect that will come back. If you look at the cornerstone of our strategy, and Bhanu can talk through it, was basically our view was that if you don't have satisfied customers, you'll never have a business. Because our view always was that we're a professional services company. I mean, you can call ourselves, we can call ourselves a technology company and every other thing around it. But fundamentally, we're in the client service business. In the client service business, we don't have customer satisfaction. The second one was employees. We've had the lowest attrition that we've had in the past 2 years. Then, if you compare us to the overall industry at that point of time, we were 10% ahead of industry in terms of attrition.
True.
Right?
True.
So we have significantly reduced that. And we have remained kind of committed to whatever we promised the employees. Salary increase will happen on 1st of June. We're committed to that. But I think the biggest, so those two are pretty much in place. Now, what has worked well? I think what has happened is that our hunting has worked well. Our farming in the top accounts have worked well. We have to now spread that to the next set of accounts for it to work effectively.
Okay.
That is still work in progress.